Hello. If you have been thinking about selling your home in Edmonton, there is one mistake I would avoid making right now. Many homeowners hear that prices are still very high, especially compared to last year, and assume they can simply price their properties high and wait. The June market statistics tell us a very different story, which I'm going to share with you. And today I'm going to walk you through the numbers and explain what they actually mean for home sellers such as yourself. Hi everyone, my name is Enayat Aminzadah. I'm a certified condo specialist and a real estate agent specializing in residential real estate. Every month, I analyze the Realtors Association of Edmonton's statistics, not just to report numbers, but to understand what those numbers mean for homeowners making one of their biggest financial decisions. Let's dive right in. One, the market is still healthy, but it has changed than what we have experienced last year. Let's start with the headline numbers. June recorded 2,746 residential sales, which is actually 7.5% higher than May, showing buyers are still very much active in the market. However, sales were 4.1% lower than June of last year, while inventory has increased dramatically. We now have over 8,000 active listings in Edmonton, which is 22% higher than the one last year or 1 year ago. That is the biggest story in this report. Not fewer buyers, more competition. Two, supply is growing faster than demand. Now, let's think about this one. 1 year ago, buyers had far fewer homes to choose from. Today, they have thousands more in the market that they can look at. And that changes buyers' behavior. Instead of rushing into offers, buyers are taking their time because they have options. They are comparing homes. They are negotiating harder. They are becoming much more selective. Inventory has grown much faster than sales, which means sellers are now more competing against many more listings than they were last year. Number three, prices tell us an interesting story. Now let's look at pricing then. The average residential selling price in Edmonton is $483,600. That is actually 4.1% higher than June of last year. But compared to May, average prices declined by 1.6%. Not a huge difference, but there is a difference. This doesn't necessarily mean home values are collapsing. What it means is that we have likely surpassed the spring pricing peak. Historically speaking, May and June tend to be some of the strongest months. As more inventory enters the market through summer, prices often stabilize. Number four, detached homes. If you are selling a detached home today, the average detached price sits just under $593,000 in Edmonton and surrounding area. That's still 3.3% higher than last year, but it has slipped 1.9% compared to month of May. Sales increased from May, but new listings over the past year continue to outpace the demand. In other words, the detached homes are still selling very much. They are just facing a little bit more of a competition. Number five, pricing strategy is becoming everything. This is where I think many sellers get caught. They look at the high sales in the neighborhood, they price it above it, then they wait and wait and wait. The problem is buyers today have more options than they did even 6 months ago. When inventory increased by